golems. Yeah, golems or Frankenstein monsters. Oops. Sorry, keep dropping things all day. Thank you. So we have the golems, and so we have the werewolves here.
Okay.
So as a family, you are going into this house to kill the people here. You don't really care that the other monsters are there. You're just trying to get your meal for the day.
Okay.
On your turn, you get to choose which character that you're going to be playing. So there is the mother, the father, and the child, and they have certain stats accordingly. So this corresponds to how many actions you can take. This corresponds to how many dice you roll for an action that requires dice. And the bottom one is their special skill. So for instance, the golems get an extra dice for everything that they roll for, which is like super good skill. The werewolves get an extra free movement action. So they can move, they're very fast.
And so when they move, like they move from section to section?
So there's zones, So the zones are kind of separated by sides here, basically where the cracks. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the outside, and then there's this zone, this zone, this zone, this one, and this one.
Okay.
So if you're outside to get here, you'd have to go 1, 2.
Okay. So you got a broken toilet, bathtub.
Yeah. We got a bedroom, we have a kitchen, and we have like the rec room area, I suppose.
The living quarters.
Living quarters, yes. This is also separated into 2 zones.
Okay.
So you need to move like that.
So I move?
So if you wanted to move, So the actions that you can do on your turn is moving. That's the simple action. This guy can do 2 movements.
Okay.
You can peek, so you can kind of try and figure out where the victims are hiding. At the start of the game, all the victims' cards are on the top of a room, but you don't know which victim is where.
Okay.
So you kind of want to peek to figure out which victim is where.
Do you peek through the windows?
Basically your action would be peek. You wouldn't have to roll anything, but you would just be like, okay, I'm peeking in here. I'm going to look at here. Oh, we have this girl in here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go attack her because I want to eat her. She is my favorite meal.
So I have 2 action points.
Yep.
But I can move an extra point.
Yeah, you can move an extra
point. One of the actions is moving?
One action is moving.
Okay.
One is peeking. One is breaking down a door.
Okay.
So you have to break through the doors because you don't know how they work by rolling dice.
Okay.
So you'd roll the amount of dice that you would need, so that would be 4 dice for him. For doors, you just need 1 success to break through. If it's barricaded, in some cases it might be, it's 2 successes to break through. And then if you break through the door, you also keep the door and it's an extra point at the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so once it's broken, you can get into it, so your movement would be there.
Okay.
Once you're in the room, you're going to need to search the room to try and find the characters. As soon as a door breaks down, though, it basically scatters everything in the room, so that deck will be shuffled. So you might know the girl's in here because you peeked, but it's shuffled.
Okay.
So how to search a room, again, you would roll the amount of dice that is for that character.
So 4?
Yeah. And the amount of successes are how many cards you draw.
The successes are the claws?
The claws, yeah.
Okay.
So say you roll...
Say I want to peek.
Yeah, so you want to peek. So you don't have to roll for peeking.
Okay.
So you don't need to roll for movement or peeking.
Okay.
If you wanted to break down a door, you roll. Once you're inside, if you want to search, you roll.
So I got 2 successes.
So 2 successes for a search, you'd be able to draw the top 2 cards of this deck.
Okay.
So you add them to your hand. Oh, we drew her, right? So if you draw a character, they immediately appear in that room.
Okay.
Any other cards go into your hand. So now this is something you can use later.
So I got garlic.
Yeah, you got garlic, which is good for...
against the vampires?
Against the vampires, yeah. You can use them as just a weapon, I guess. You can whack garlic at something. So now that she's in the room, we have her character card on the board. And then as an action, you can attack her.
Okay.
So if you wanted to attack her, you would then again roll the dice. But before the attack happens, anyone else playing is allowed to use these cards to protect that character. So I could play that, and now she has a dice to defend herself with.
So she would defend herself with 1 die.
1 die, yeah.
1 die.
Exactly, and you would still use all 4 of yours. So you're pretty powerful, but each character has their own specific special skill. So hers cancels out 1 success of yours.
Okay.
So if you rolled 4 die and you only had 1 success, she'd cancel that entirely.
So can I lose my characters throughout the game?
Nope, your characters are always with you. They don't ever die. Even if the victims had a higher success roll than yours, you would just be booted out of the cabin. You would never die. These are the only characters that die. The amount of hit points they take based on like success rolls, so success for them counteracts your success. Let's say you had 2 extra successes than they did, you would move their health points down. Every health point they move down, you get a meat token. So that's 2 points at the end of the game.
Okay.
So you do want to be attacking them.
Are they all different?
Yeah, so we have this one is here, this one is here, otherwise. Nope, this is opposite. So this is how it's set up. On their card it says their health that they start with.
So each time I attack her, she loses 1 point.
Yeah, well, no, the
Success?
amount of successes,
Oh,
so it's
okay,
not
so
even
every
just
success-
attack.
okay.
So you could kill her entirely if like she was at 2 and you rolled 2 more successes.
Okay.
If you do end up killing a victim, you also get the bones of their body, which is 2 points at the end of the game.
Okay.
And then you have this here, which is your pecking order. So basically at the beginning of the game you set what, and like where you think they're going to die, like who's going to die in what order.
So is that what I do by myself?
You do by
or does
yourself
each
secretly.
player does that?
Each player has their own.
Okay.
So like if this was yours but this is mine, you want to kill her first. I want to be the one to kill her because she's third in mine.
Okay.
But this target means she's my favorite meal.
Oh, okay.
If I kill my favorite meal, I get 5 points.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is something that kind of is an objective at the beginning, so you kind of know what area you're going.
So no one really gets to see what I'm
no,
thinking?
that's going to be hidden. It's going to be flipped over like that.
Okay, so I thought.
So you're going to always be able to know, but no one else will see it.
Okay.
Let's say you wanted to kill her and you did kill her. You would get the bone, you get the meat for the amount that it was, and she was the first character to die. You would then get a brain token because you're so smart you knew who was going to die first, which is 3 points at the end of the game.
Okay.
And had she been your favorite target, you would get, or favorite meal, you would get 5 points at the end of the game for that.
Okay.
So you're basically just going around doing that. The other thing you can do is if you didn't really want her to die, but you didn't want anyone else to attack her, you can scare her. And scare works the same with like success rolls. You would roll the amount of die, the amount of successes, or the amount of spaces you can move her. It's not really a lot. Once you're in here, one space is any spot, really.
Right.
But if you wanted to move her into a room, and if she moves into a room without a monster, she can hide again. So you can throw her card back into that room deck and then shuffle it up.
Okay. So does this line create 2 rooms?
Yeah, it's 2 zones. So it's the same room. So like
That's what I meant, 2 zones.
Yeah, but you would have to move 1, 2. Yeah, and then after you attack, no matter what, if she wins, you win. It doesn't matter. She will hide regardless. She'll run away. But because you were the one to fight her, you get to choose which room you put her in.
Okay.
And again, if she's in a room without a monster, she can immediately hide. But if there's another monster in that room, she's not allowed to hide because she burst into a room with other monsters and was like, oh, dang it. That was a bad idea. And the game is in a series of rounds. So that was your turn, say.
Is this the round tracker here?
It is the round tracker.
Okay.
So once you take your turn, after you use a character, you flip it over. So you have to use all 3 of your characters before you get them back in your hand.
Okay.
And that's just so you're not like plowing through. But you can also kind of strategize where you're like, he's over here, I'm going to scare her into this area where my mama is, right? Every time a round restarts, you move that, and you also flip over a nocturnal event, which are just going to be certain things that happen during that round. So for instance, I could copy someone else's ability in that round.
Okay.
So
and the ability is this
fast.
here?
Yeah, so I could choose to be like the werewolves and move super fast, because I wanted to be a copycat. Yeah. And then the game plays out once it reaches the 8 o'clock, or if you kill everyone. There's no one left to kill, what's the point of playing?
So each round, do I cycle through all 3, or just one per round?
One per round.
Okay.
So that's why the
So I have to choose wisely what I want to do.
Yeah, because once you've used your Papa, you can't use him again. He's a super strong one.
Yeah, until I get to
the 2 through 5 and the 8. Okay. But yeah, you basically got 3 cycles of all the characters.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the game ends. Whoever has the most points wins.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for showing it.
Yeah, of course. No, thanks for listening.
So does anything come in this box different than retail, or is this like the retail version?
This is the retail version.
Okay.
Yeah. So this whole thing comes. There's some other stuff that isn't here. You get the like outdoor shed, which comes with another kind of 3D thing. And the shed is anytime you scare a victim, they go to the shed instead of another room.
Okay.
And it's really hard to like get the victims out of the shed, but it kind of is like a protecting thing where you're like, I'm going to send my 5th victim there, and they're just going to hang out in the shed. But to get them out, you have to scare them, and they automatically get 1 success on their roll because they feel protected in the shed.
The humans get.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's really hard to get them out of the shed, but you're going to need to eventually.
And is there certain cards that go with that?
Yeah, there's. It's actually just the random cards that you deliver.
So it's just more.
But with the cards in the shed, they operate differently. Where anytime you actually attack, you can attack them in the shed, but they automatically get a card attached to them.
Okay.
So they get defense basically by being in the shed.
So the game comes with 5 humans then?
It comes with the 5 main humans, and then there's 5 extra special guests that appear. This is the police officer, And there's
that's what
four.
these slots are for?
Yeah, these are if you want to start the game that way. You can. There's like 9 different scenarios. They have a scenario booklet, so you can reset the game however you want.
And these figures will come with the retail version as well?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah. It comes with a lot.
Okay, and that comes with retail version?
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if the pricing was like a con special, like it came with extras. So.
Oh no. They are kickstarting it right now, so there's a few extra things that you can get on Kickstarter.
I thought this was already out for sale.
It is, but the like extra components you can
Okay.
get are on Kickstarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Thanks.